rapping by I'm moving the bridge. Talking keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of
DA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Los Angeles Rams. A pair of 3-0 teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in week 4. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. Now he's able to break to one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. You talk about this Rams defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Hurts sets up to throw it. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Barkley. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Devontae Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are on the board first on the road here in L.A. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Now Lance. And a quick throw here that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. You look at this Eagle defense. And they played well against the pass. Currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Here we go.
Shotgun now for Lance. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. They'll go to Barkley again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Hurts. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Barkley inside handoff. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. This defense for the Rams, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. This is taken at about the 14. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Ethan Evans on now to punt.
For the Rams.
They'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Found a little room there as he's out to about the 37. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 3. The pitch goes to Barkley. Down the sideline he goes. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Blaster.
To throw, it's Lance. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. And that's going to be incomplete. The Rams hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. 52 blue. Hey, green. Hey, we working. Drill green. Ready?
Here's Lance. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Down the left sideline. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 21-0.
Rams nothing.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. And this ball will come out to the 35.
35-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
It also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now Jones. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Now Jones going to change it up here.
Now Jones operating from the gun. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Jalen Coker, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Rams are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Rams 7.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's Hurts to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And this play comes to a hold at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Taken in at the 22. And he tries to get as much as he can here while protecting the football as he dives to the ground. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Now 2nd and 9.
Let's go now.
Throwing, Jones. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
That's good for a Rams.
That's a gain of 13, first down Rams.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
2nd down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up
looking to throw. Jones. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. This one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the 2nd quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
Their own 35-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Jones, another shot here after the pick-6. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Panther 11. Panther 11. 60.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And he comes back with one complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Here we go. 60 Maverick. 19, 72. Watch twist. 19 Lion. Warrior 70.
They'll look to throw here on first down. McKinnon here, it's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Set. 65. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Off play action. Jones.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Eagles are going to have it here just past the 25.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Just more frustration here offensively, and you can see it in their play and now their body language. You know they were hoping to put a drive together to begin this 3rd quarter, but it's just not clicking right now, and it's going to be a quick call to the punt team.
70 Timberwolf. Street.
They're going to try and throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. They'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. From the 41, here's second down and 3. Back to throw again. And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ball game. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Eagles are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Hey, Silver.
From the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And they'll run for it with Barkley. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They go play action with Hurts. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A.J. Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
And the returner down to a knee. This will come out to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Well, they definitely figured out something defensively at halftime, Charles. That's now
2 drives and 2 interceptions here in this third quarter.
And I think the easy thing for us to say is, boy, they made an adjustment, didn't they? Or they showed him something different. I'm not so sure it's that as much as maybe he's just been impatient and forced the ball a little bit. In any event, as you noted, back-to-back interceptions thrown.
No touch it. Anyway, no touch.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll set up a throw. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Touchdown.
Mecole Hardman from 17 yards out. And the Eagles have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Jones now from the gun on 3rd down. And it is caught. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great effort there. 65 yards. And the Rams are able to at least get one score back. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Barkley.
Now he's free to midfield. Saquon Barkley. He's to the 10.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
It's 2nd and inches.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. he'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
19, target.
Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Buffalo 18, 60 Eagles, 60
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete.
It's a turnover.
No luck for the Rams as they fail here on 4th down. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Very good. Elton.
Up the middle with Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And an Eagle 1st down.
King, Field King, Field King, back. Delta.
Hurts.
Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jalen Hurts scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Eagles are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. And the timing a bit off that time as that one